Pompeii?
Correct. Who was the emperor of Rome when Christ was born? Helen.
Caesar?
No, I'm sorry, Helen. It was Augustus. We have time for just 2 more questions. What was King Arthur's famous sword called?
Excalibur.
Yes, Bill?
Excalibur?
Correct. Now, what is the longest river in the world?
The Amazon.
Alexander?
The Nile.
Yes, the Nile. Do you know how long it is?
4,048 miles.
4,048 miles long. Well, congratulations to tonight's winner, Bill Blair. And that's all we have time for. Until next week, it's goodbye from the Top Kids.
Hurry. What are you doing?
Homework.
You did your homework.
I'm doing it again. I didn't do it right.
What is it?
Composition. I kept thinking what else I should have put in. I couldn't get to sleep.
You're keen, aren't you?
I've got to do it right.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't work so hard. You're top of the class already.
I want to.
Why the lamp?
Saves electricity.
Good thinking. Good morning. Right down. Morning, Michael.
Don't stand in the corner. Were you brought up with a tent?
You betcha, ho.
You'll see me afterwards, me boyo.
Ow!
Who was that? Speak up. Was it you, Sean Finnegan?
No, brother.
I've got me eye on you. And so has the Lord. Now, yesterday's compositions. Most of them rubbish. But one, I'm amazed to say, was so good, I've given it 98 out of 100. It's 15 pages long, 10 more than I asked for. It shows more determination to get to the root of the subject than I've ever seen in a child that age. Well, this is it. And I want the boy who wrote it to come and read it out. Gary Doyle. Silence! Gary.
What Australia means to me.
Now, boys, peace, peace,
What's the matter with you? I'll get it. I'll get it. You just lost us the game. I'm sorry. Sorry's not good enough. Why don't you get a white cane? Hi.
lovely Minnehaha.
Quiet! Go on, Gary.
Sat his daughter laughing water. Platin maps of flags and Russians.
Well, it's word perfect. Did you deliberately learn it off by heart?
No, sir.
When did you read it?
A week ago, brother. In your book you lent me.
Ah, I see. Right. Now, if in your mind you went over the page.
The next page.
Yes. Tell us what's on the next page.
Suddenly from out of the woodlands, Hiawatha stood before them. Straight the ancient arrow maker looked up gravely from his labour, laid aside the unfinished arrow, bade him enter at the doorway, saying as he rose to meet him, Hiawatha, you are welcome.
Well, I've heard of this, but I've never before seen it. You say you can see a whole page written down before you in your mind and simply read it off.
Yes. Can't you, brother?
No, boy, no, not at all. No. Read it, boy. No, I said read it, boy. Read it.
I have, brother.
And now, as a demonstration of what applied... Sean Finnegan, go to my office and wait there. And now, as a demonstration of what applied concentration can do, and the reach of the applied human mind, Gary Doyle will now recite, without prompting, the last 20 pages of the Ballad of Hiawatha.
In his lodge beside the river, close beside the frozen river, sat an old man sad and lonely. What he said to Hiawatha in the glory of the sunset, in the purple mist of evening, to the region of the homeland, of the northwest wind he waded, to the islands of the blessed, to the land of the hereafter. That's all.
Word perfect. You should all take a page out of Gary Doyle's book. All right, boys, back to your class.
Here he comes. Smarty pants, smarty pants, smarty pants. Oh, no.
Hello.
Hello?
What's happened to your heart?
Got bust.
Oh, gee.
Do you want some more?
No, thanks, Mum.
How about you?
Who gave you that?
Nobody.
What happened then?
Fell off his bike. Leave him alone.
I don't think that's what happened, is it now?
No.
Can't you stand up for yourself, boy?
Oh, leave him alone.
I could get you some lessons at the gymnasium. I think you could need them.
Come on.
No, I don't.
Wouldn't do him any good.
He should be able to defend himself.
I'm going to do my homework now.
May I leave the table, please?
May I leave the table, please?
Say after, Mum. Good girl.
Aboo.
He's a bit of a blasted changeling, isn't he?
Yes.
Can you really remember everything?
Yes, I thought everyone could. Who told you I could remember everything?
Word gets round. You're famous.
Am I?
You're clever. Those
should put you in a sideshow.
You think?
You'd make a lot of money.
Would I?
Yes, you would. I'd come and see you.
Can I borrow some more books, Brother Kennedy?
You've read my entire library. How's the eye now?
Okay.
I think maybe I should have a talk to your father. Could you take this note to him?
Yes, but why?
Well, I spoke to the headmaster last night, and we think you should be sent to a special school.
Why?
Well, you're special, aren't you?
I don't want to be.
Oh, I don't know. Really, I don't know.
It would be best for the boy, believe me.
What? So he'd be travelling for an hour and a half a day on the buses just to get there?
Get there and back, yes.
And I'd be paying for the buses, would I?
Look, Gary has special talents. He needs the facilities of a special school, which we couldn't provide. Now, I've spoken to the headmaster of St. Michael's College, Waverley. That's a very good school.
Yeah, expensive, I'll bet.
Think of it as your investment in the future, Mr. Doyle.
Yeah, I see. And I'd be paying for the new uniforms, wouldn't I?
Yes, you'll certainly be paying for the new uniform.
Yeah, that's right. That's extra. And a couple of quid a year as he grows out of each one. Well, there's no one to hand them down to. Of course, he's the youngest boy.
Look, I don't think you should be thinking of it in terms of shillings and pence. It's the boy's whole life.
I've got 7 kids, 3 of them at high school and 1 out working. Look, all my boys went to this school. So did I, and my brothers and my dad. I'm not even sure that I want a son that's gone to a snob school, got special treatment. I never got special treatment. None of us did.
I must say, I don't agree with you. I think you're being very selfish.
Yeah, well, I'll think about it.
Because the way I see it, you've got to have a trade. If you've got a trade, you'll survive. All these pansies in the public service teaching at the universities, they won't necessarily survive, whereas I will. You see, there'll always be houses to build as the population grows. The population's growing with all these refos coming in.
In the morning, love.
They'll need bricklayers, won't they, to build these houses? I've got myself a trade, so I'll survive.
I don't want to be a bricklayer.
Oh, you'll see things different in a few years. You wait and see. Uncle Reg was like you. He was full of big ideas. He wanted to be an opera singer. Then came the Depression. He's a foreman now, and he's doing very well. He sings at the church choir.
I don't know.
How about a chocolate ice cream, eh?
Yeah.
Say please.
Yes, please, Dad.
Well, those will cost you 6pence. Would you like an all-day sucker, Gary?
No, I think the ice cream will be enough. Don't want to spoil him. Night, Jim.
Good night, Mr. Doyle. Gary?
Good night, Mr. Donaldson.
Turn off the light, Gary. Sit down, Doyle. Got an apple for the teacher,
Any questions? Yes, Doyle.
If the Jurassic era lasted 54 million years, and the Pleistocene era lasted 2.5 million years, how is it that God created Earth in 4004 BC?
The theologians differ about when God created the earth.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. Some say the days of creation may have been millions of years. Some say God worked so fast, he did millions of years' work in those few days.
He put in the fossils and everything, did he?
Eh?
He put in the fossils and everything, did he?
Aye, he did so.
Well, is it a sin to believe in the evolution then? Because I think I do.
It's a sin to believe in an evolutionary process that's happened by itself. It's not a sin to believe in one that was caused and steered by God.
That's good. I was worried.
You worry too much for a 10-year-old.
Yeah, Dad reckons that.
Gary Doyle, would you please report to the headmaster?
Ah, there you are, Doyle. Come in, come in.
I leave now, brother.
Yes, yes, Malcolm, that's all. Good boy.
This is Mr. Carmichael from the O'Malley Radio Centre. Gary Doyle.
Oh, yes. A young genius. Delighted to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Now, Gary, Mr. Carmichael has gone round a number of schools, both Catholic and Protestant, looking for a particular kind of a boy about your age to be a top kid on the Top Kids next month. You listen to the Top Kids, don't you?
Oh, yes, brother.
Well, now, I don't want you to get your hopes up. There are other candidates, you understand.
Yes, brother.
Now, are you feeling all right? Not sick in the stomach or a headache or anything?
No, brother, I'm fine.
Right, well, we're going to leave you, and Mr. Carmichael is going to ask you some questions. All right?
Yes, brother.
Remember, don't answer straight away. It might be a trick question. Take your time. Think about it.
Yes, Brother Kennedy.
Good luck, boy.
Now, Gary, I'm going to ask you some questions, some general knowledge questions.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
10.
Good. Now, what was the name of the general who defeated Napoleon Bonaparte at the Battle of Waterloo?
Arthur Wellesley, 1st Duke of Wellington.
Good.
But it was Blucher, the Prussian general, showing up at 5 in the afternoon that turned the tide of battle. Wellington was losing, so it was probably both of them that won.
Oh. Good.
That was a trick question, was it?
No, but I am impressed.
I know the names of all Napoleon's brothers and sisters,
Do you?
and what countries they were kings and queens of.
Do you know what's Einstein's theory of relativity?
E equals mc squared.
Do you know what it means?
No, sir. Does that mean I don't pass?
We have lots of children to interview. We'll let you know.
How?
We'll write you a letter.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to invent perpetual motion.
Can I watch?
If you want to.
What's perpetual motion?
Never stopping. Except it does. Friction slows down the moving parts. If you could do away with friction, you wouldn't need coal or gas or petrol or anything.
My dad would be out of a job without petrol.
Maybe it can't be done.
Of course it can. You going to be a top kid?
Don't know. You said they're right.
What was William Tell's nationality? Roosevelt? You're close to the bell. Swiss. What city shook for 47 seconds on April the 18th,
That one moved.
1900?
No, it didn't. It did. It didn't move, did it, Mum?
Correct.
No, dear.
Who was the admiral in charge of England's fleet at the time of the invasion of the Spanish Armada?
Sir John Howard.
Helen McGraw.
Drake? Sir Francis Drake?
No. It was Sir John Howard. Sir Francis Drake fought in the Great Sea Battle, but was not the admiral in charge. Who was the poet laureate who once declared, "I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky"?
John Masefield.
Helen again?
Robert Burns?
No, it was John Masefield.
You're better than they are. You'll get it.
No, I won't. Why not? I don't know all the questions. Anyway, all those kids go to posh schools and I don't.
Christian Brothers Piermont's a good school. My dad went there and so did I. It's good enough for us, it's good enough for you.
Yes, Isabel.
Backstroke and rowing.
Correct. Why do firemen wear red braces? Bill.
To keep their pants up.
Dear Lord, take care of Mum and Dad, my brothers and sisters, and Uncle Reg and Auntie Lisa. Make us well and keep us good. And please let me be a top kid on the radio. Amen.
Look out below!
Gary? Gary? Telegram for you.
What's it say?
You read it.
Please report to O'Malley Radio Centre, Tuesday 14th, 9 a.m. for final examination. Carmichael.
Hey, how do you feel?
Scared.
You'll be all right.
Maybe.
Take your time about the questions and think about it before you
They
answer.
won't be hard.
Excuse me, can I have your attention, please? Boys and girls, this way. I'm afraid the parents will have to remain in the foyer. Oh, there is a milk bar around the corner. Straight through. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Gary Doyle.
How do you do, Gary? I'm Mr. Freddie Brooks.
Hello, Mr. Brooks.
Anything wrong?
Oh, you look different from what I imagined.
Yes. Everybody says that. Now, I'd like you to sit down here on the 5th seat, on the end here. And I want you to imagine that the whole radio centre's full of people listening intently to your every word.
Oh,
Part of what we're looking for, you see, is someone who isn't afraid of an audience. All right?
yes.
Now, take your time and speak close to the microphone. Who said these words? Though I have the body of a weak and feeble woman, yet I have the...
Heart and stomach of a king. Queen Elizabeth I at Tilbury Docks when a Spanish Armada was coming.
Correct. Who was Mary, Queen of Scots' first husband?
Sir Henry Darnley?
No. Prince Louis Bourbon, the French Dauphin. Darnley was her second husband. Who is usually regarded as the father of the atomic bomb?
Robert Oppenheimer.
Correct. What was Don Bradman's highest score in Test cricket?
331 Leeds, 1931.
Correct. What is the highest score in Test cricket ever?
Len Hutton, 364 Lords, 1938.
Correct. What is the highest single score in a professional basketball game?
I don't know.
I'm relieved to hear that.
Gary!
Go for it now, Gary.
Dear Gary, pleased to inform you that you have been accepted as a permanent top kid. Careful, Gary, the paint. Now, you are to report to the O'Malley Radio Centre. Oh, well done, love. Right. Are you feeling all right?
Yes, fine. Fine.
Good on you, son.
Now, don't you forget to go to the toilet before you go on stage, all right?
Yes, Mom.
I like aeroplane jelly. Aeroplane jelly for me.
Your sponsors, Aeroplane Jelly and the O'Malley Broadcasting Network, welcome listeners on 46 stations throughout Australia to the Top Kids Show!
The telephone and cellophane. When was Magic Hunter? Where did Shangri-La? Top kids know the answers. Top kids, they know the answers, and here they are.
And your quiz master, Freddie Brooks!
Well, good evening, listeners. In tonight's Top Kids team, we have Isabel Harper, Helen McGraw, Alexander Davis, Bill Blair, and for the first time, please welcome Gary Doyle, our youngest Top Kid. The first round of questions tonight is on astronomy. Which planet was the last one to be discovered? Yes, Bill.
Pluto. It was found in 1930, but its existence had been known for some time.
Correct. What are the planets in order from the Sun? Gary Doyle.
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars.
Speak up, Gary.
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. There's a group of asteroids between Jupiter and Saturn. That may have been a planet that exploded.
Correct. A big round of applause for Gary Doyle.
Gary? Gary, what? God, what happened to you? Look at you.
Yes.
Oh.
Have you seen the lion's tail?
No, I haven't.
What did they do to you?
They beat me up.
Why?
I don't know. I think they were jealous. They kept calling me smarty pants. That's only natural, I suppose.
No, it's not. It's a disgrace. What are you doing? Hello, Daily Mirror? Could I have the front desk, please? The front desk. I've got a big story for you.
Mrs. Doyle? Hello? Hello? Hello, Mrs. Doyle? Hello? Mrs. Doyle? Hello?
What do you think you're doing? Who are you?
Hi, Bill Henderson from the Daily Mirror. And this is our photographer, David Johnson.
How do you do?
May we come in?
What's wrong? Is there anything wrong?
Well, we think there is, Mrs. Doyle. Didn't have to let them in.
They just turned up. I couldn't send them away.
Well, how does it make me look? Why can't he be like other kids? Can't he be normal? Saying I kept him away from the good school.
He didn't say that. I did.
Well, how does it make me look?
Exactly the way you
Patrick!
are. Jealous of him. Oh, Brandon, get outside with those. Scared that he'll do better than you did. The way you've always been.
I'm going down to the pub. Expect me when you see me.
Don't you worry. He'll be all right.
An abiding disgrace. A permanent blot on the memory of this proud school. Who did this to you? I want to know who it was. I want to know who did this heinous act. Gary Doyle, with a decency and fortitude beyond the call of necessity, is refusing to say who his assailants were. Now, I'm going to find out who it is. I want the guilty party to come forward. To come forward this minute and to take his punishment like a man. I'll find out who it was.
Thanks for not chewing on me. Want some chewy? Oh, yeah. Someone to make you know you. Autograph it, mister? Ah, sure.
Gary, this is for you. It's a new kind of licorice strap, and I'd like your endorsement. Is that all right?
Why?
Well, you're famous now.
Ah, sure. Good. Very good.
Can I quote you as saying they're delicious?
Yeah, sure.
I quote you as saying they're scrumptious.
I wouldn't say scrumptious.
No, that's all right. Keep the rest. They're on the house. That's delicious, eh?
Oh, thanks, Mr. Donaldson.
My pleasure. Very proud of you in the neighborhood. Oh, and any little swine punches you in the future, just let me know and I'll straighten him out quick smart.
Thanks, Mr. Donaldson.
Good on you, boy.
See? I told you you were famous.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, love. Oh, Gary, there's a telegram for you. What have you been eating? Coal?
Licorice. Please report 2 hours early Sunday for rehearsal. Freddie Brooks. Rehearsal?
5 minutes to airtime.
Any more than you will. I don't like this any more than you will, but the powers that be feel that the show needs more excitement, more oomph. We are not being dramatic enough. So what they've suggested, forcibly, and what I have reluctantly agreed to do, is to have a number of climactic points in the show, which will be rehearsed, question and answer, followed by sensational applause and special prizes, which will in no way affect tonight's winner.
You're going to tell us the answers.
3 answers, yes. 3 answers, that's all. I'm sorry, but it's what they want. Now, Bill, you'll be the first tonight.
And Halley's Comet appeared over England on the night before the Battle of Hastings, and the English troops took it as a sure sign of William's victory.
A wonderful answer, Bill Blair. By George, what a wealth of scholarship in one so young. A big hand for Bill, and a special 5-shilling prize for that remarkable answer.
What do you want to do?
I don't know. It's just not honest.
We could expose them in the papers. I could ring up my friends in the Daily Mirror.
I'm glad they didn't do it to me. I don't know what I would have done.
They will, though, won't they?
Yeah, they will. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. My last confession was a week ago. I mean, I haven't sinned, but I might tomorrow.
Oh, you think you might tomorrow, eh?
I might be forced to act out a lie.
To act out a lie?
Yes. What should I do?
Well, don't act out the lie, of course. What do you expect me to say?
Don't.
That's right, don't.
Oh, blimey.
And don't say blimey. That means God blight me. And if you say it too often, he will. Now, for your penance, say 3 Hail Marys.
Everyone was so pleased with the results of our new method on the test audience last week. So now they're suggesting that we should raise the number of rehearsed questions to 4. Yes, I know. I'm sorry, but it's what they want. And the first of the 4 questions this week will be answered by Gary Doyle. Do you understand, Gary? Yes. Question number 1. Which quotation in the original Sanskrit was it that Robert Oppenheimer spontaneously recited when he saw the explosion of the first atomic bomb at Los Alamos in New Mexico? And the answer is, "Behold, I am become death, the shatterer of worlds." Can you remember that?
Behold, I am become the shatterer of worlds.
Good, good. Question number 2 will be answered by Helen McGraw. Who wanted a pound of Antonio's flesh, and in what play? Who was it written by, and in what year? And now our extra hard question. Number 1, the first for tonight. Which quotation in the original Sanskrit was it that Robert Oppenheimer spontaneously recited when he saw the explosion of the first atomic bomb at Los Alamos in Mexico? Gary Doyle, did you have your hand up?
Hey, Mr. Brooks.
Oh. Bill Blair.
I am death, the...
Not quite right. The correct answer is, "Behold, I am become death, the shatterer of worlds." A big hand for Bill Blair for a good try. What the deuce did you think you were doing? How do you think I looked out there? There were sponsors. Like a complete idiot.
I couldn't do it.
Well, you dashed well better reorder your conscience before the next week, young man, or we'll find someone else to replace you. If we've still got a show next week. Well, now, that's a hard one.
Yes, it is. I mean, next month it'll be 5 questions. And next year it'll be 10. I think they should be exposed.
Oh, but this program is an inspiration. And an inspiration to a great many young people.
But it's a lie. Or it is now.
But it's only occasionally a lie.
A lie is a lie is a lie.
Well, now, supposing they stayed at only 4 questions, would you accept that as a reasonable compromise?
No.
Well, supposing they could be persuaded to come down to 3.
No.
Or to 2.
No.
You're a very pure and unforgiving boy.
What do you mean, brother?
Gary, a top kid throughout life will have the inside track. He will be famous when he gets to university. All kinds of people will want to meet him. If he goes for a job, any job, his employer will already have heard of him.
And it's an advantage most young men in the world all yearn for. It's an advantage you already have. Don't throw it away.
But I'll be committing a mortal sin every week.
Well, that's open to argument. I mean, there's no preamble to the program asserting that the answers aren't rehearsed, so no lie is told.
The lie is told when Mr. Brooks says that I gave the answer because I'm a great scholar.
But the lie is told by him, not by you.
But I'm colluding in the lie by my silence, aren't I?
Colluding. That's a good word. The inside track's worth having, boy. It's a tough world out there, and it's not getting any better.
Would you do it, brother?
Gary, come inside. I want to show you something.
Why?
Just come inside. This is for you.
It's a Melbourne Star. It's got 3 gears and 2 brakes.
And look, this is for me.
A bell and a horn.
The sponsors sent it, and all they want is to take a picture of us with it. And your father has got something to say to you.
Well, I've been thinking about what your headmaster said about you going to a special school. Well, the boss gave me a raise of 15 bob. If you can keep it up with your odd jobs, I think we just might be able to afford to let you go.
It's only what you deserve. Your dad and I are very proud of you. You're a top kid.
Now, your question, Gary, is how and in what year was Sir Thomas More executed? And your answer is he was beheaded in 1535. Do you understand?
Yes.
And now, an extra hard question. Number 1, the first for tonight, to Gary Doyle. How and in what year was Sir Thomas More executed? Gary Doyle.
He was beheaded in 1535.
That's right, Gary.
But before he was beheaded, he first said to the executioner,
Thank you, Gary. You've answered the
"Friend,
question.
do not be afraid of your office.
That's all,
You
Gary.
send me to God." Then he said to the crowd, "I am a king's true subject, but God's first." And then he bent his head.
Thank you, Gary. A remarkable answer from a truly remarkable young man. A big round of applause for Gary Doyle.
I know what you're thinking. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have lied. Maybe. I wonder what you would have done if you were in my place.